Do you want to make a quick and easy pot holder with me?
Okay, let's get stitching.
First up, I cut out 14 by 16 centimetres in 2 pieces of cotton and 2 pieces of insulating wadding. That's about 5.5 by 6 inches. Then I cut an extra piece of cotton that was 14 centimetres by 4 centimetres, which is 5.5 by 1.5 inches. I put the insulating wadding on the backs of the cotton, then pop them right sides together. I'm starting at the top near the corner, sewing around the outside. I'm using a walking foot to move all the layers of fabric more easily and to help it all stay lined up. Then, when I get back up to that top edge, I'm just leaving a gap to be able to turn my fabric through. I'm snipping off the extra bulk at the corners so they'll lie flatter when I turn them. I'm using a pair of long nose pliers to grab the inside of the fabric and gently pulling it out to turn it. Then I'm just using the tip of it just to poke the corners back out again. I want to tuck the edges in on that open part, but because I've got insulating wadding inside, the heat won't travel easily from the iron. I've got to iron it both on the inside and the outside of the opening to be able to hold the cotton in that folded position. I'm making a little tab to be able to hang it up by, so I'm just pressing the edges of the small piece of cotton into the centre. Then I'm folding it in half so those raw edges are sandwiched right into the centre. I'm sewing the folded side first where it's open. That will hold it in place nicely, and then I can just leave the ends looking scruffy because they're going to be hidden. Then turning around to the other side and just doing top stitching down the other side as well, and that'll help it to hold its shape nicely. I've made a loop with my little tab, and I'm just positioning it near the corner. Feel free to pin yours in place if you want more help keeping it still if you're sewing along with me. Then I'm just stitching that tab down in place as well as closing that hole over with a top stitch, and then following that stitching all the way around the edge of the pot holder and making sure to trim my starting thread before I get back there, and then that way I can't catch it up and get it tangled underneath by accident. So now I'm coming back up to my starting point. I'm just pivoting my walking foot to be able to sew diagonally across the pot holder. Once I got to the other side, I've stitched upwards a little bit and then come back diagonally across to the other side again, keeping roughly the same distance away. If you're sewing along and you want your lines to be more precise, or maybe you feel more confident sewing when you're following a straight line, you could always mark yours out where you'd like your lines to be with a temporary fabric marker first. I think odd numbers often look prettier, so I've used 5 lines in total. I've started where I actually want the second line to be, missing out the first shortest line for now. Then I'm going to sew in the other diagonal direction, right over to the other side. Then I can stitch that last diagonal that I missed out at the very beginning, because that takes me the perfect distance to then stitch straight back up on the other side. There, all done. And now it's all ready to hang on the oven door or to be used to help out with hot pans and dishes.
If you found this tip helpful, don't forget to like and follow for more.